Salvete discipuli and salvete omnes. Welcome again to another episode of Latin in Layman's. We're going to be doing just a couple words, and then I'm probably going to be doing more, but I just wanted to kind of highlight this one. I've done it before. I've done a lot of mental health and etymology of mental health and or afflictions, pathologies that you might deal with. So if you want to support me, I got a Ko-Fi. You can leave me a little tip or something like that if you want to. Or you can non-monetarily rate me. Spotify, Apple Podcast, really anywhere you find my podcast. And I would appreciate it. Having said that, we're done. Let's get into it real quickly here. Starting off with our first one here, depression. I feel like I got some toothpaste on my mouth right now. Sorry if I do. Just brush my teeth. D, as you can see here, D meaning down and or away from. Press comes from pressus, which is the PPP, the perfect pat or the passive paraphrastic. Having been pressed, or we can just say pressed down. Having been pressed down. What is the feeling of depression? Well, it's the feeling of weight of the world. Not really sure where, but it's this energy that just keeps on shoving you down. It makes you want to sleep. It makes you lethargic. It makes you not want to get up and show up for yourself and show up for the people around. And it becomes this cyclical, self-fulfilling cycle essentially. And I understand, right? It's hard when you feel the weight of the world. It's hard to take a shower. It's hard to make your bed. It's hard to go outside. And it's hard to force yourself to do that too. But sometimes we have to force ourselves to do something like for me, I know that I can manufacture my own depression if I am just locked in on social media or online or in front of the computer for too long. That's just me. That's something that I've recognized, but it's also something that I think about back in the day when my parents would actually say how, if they forgot and left me and my brother playing video games for a long time and then they told us to get off, we would be crabby for a while. Like we would not want to like talk and everything like that. And it would take us almost like this incubation period for us to get back into like actually interacting with people. Like I remember one time my brother and I, we played a crap ton of video games. I think my parents forgot that we'd been playing for like 5 hours. It was like a lot of time. We got off. We were just like we went out to eat, and we were all just so like silent and blah. And then after a while, I can't remember what we ended up doing something out and about, and after a while, we started to like laugh and talk and engage and with the fam in general and everything like that. And I remember my brother said at the end of the day, and he was like, "Do you realize like we're different people now than we were earlier?" And my brother's always been a very, very self-aware person. And then I think about that, and then I think about that now, and trying to observe that little Liam. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, that was information way back when that, like, I mean, being in front of the screen for too long makes anybody a crab. Crush a crab. But anyways, all right, because a lot of the a lot of the time, what feeds into this depression is apathy, and I'll talk about empathy, antipathy, and all that stuff, and probably a different one since I don't have this big of a whiteboard anymore. But A means without, and then pathy can refer to suffering and or feeling dependent on the context. We're going to say feeling, so without feeling. A lot of the time, when we are depressed, we are without feeling of, anything really. We don't really like, you kind of ask yourself the question, what's the point? Why go do this? Why go out with my friends? What's the point? I'm already sad. And that's what apathy is. And that's what helps feed that depression and that isolation and something that becomes so self fulfilling. So I'm done there. I know I rambled a little bit. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something new. Hopefully, maybe it'll take you or help you take a look at your life and maybe take a step back and look at yourself from a third perspective and be like, you know what? I love myself and I can treat myself better. And that doesn't mean not playing video games, not watching TV. I love doing that kind of stuff. It's about knowing when to pull back. Anyways, Tempest has to scatter right.